Yes,
20
fireworks
over.
Yes,
Finally. That was the longest
thank you.
year of my 68 years.
Absolutely, no
And
doubt.
I'm sure it is like that for a lot of you.
This 1 year lasted for 4 years.
Yes. It was a great graduation, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
and we had a great time last night.
Oh, it was
evening
so awesome.
I almost called him Agnes.
Well, that's because you were
Angus.
talking about that last night.
Yeah. So it was like from 9 to midnight. We actually brought in the new year.
Yeah, together.
It
How
was
cool
so
was
cool.
that? It
Yeah.
was so much fun.
Yes.
Okay, here we go, Vera. Let's see who's joining us.
Okay.
Multitudes.
0.
They're with us. We
Yes.
know you're with us in spirit.
Yeah. Well, one is in spirit.
Yes.
Right now, so that's cool. So, yeah. So we, it was just so much. Can't say anything other than it was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes events can be a little stressful, right? Because
Yeah.
there's so much that we need to have together and all that. But last night was just fun the whole entire time. Are you grimacing with joy right now?
Yes, I am. Hi, Sammy.
Sammy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just so much fun, and it's
We have to say a little more than fun.
yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Angus came through Vera as a full trance medium, and gave everyone amazing information and asked if they had a question.
Yeah, it was
and
good.
It was just really great.
Yeah.
So great messages for everyone.
And good energy with the people.
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't it?
It was so
Yeah.
much fun because even though it just felt like we were all in the same room.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that's
So,
great.
Thank God for Zoom.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
otherwise it would have been, well, I don't want to say lonely, but it would have been a little more isolated, maybe, for
Right.
some of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a magical evening, I thought.
think so.
Seeing Angus just in the zone.
Yeah, Sammy
as we're going to talk
gave
about
a lot
later.
of hope last night.
Yes.
So that's good. Because we have a lot to do, guys. A lot to do yet.
And that's what's so great about these events with Angus, because even though he's giving everyone there a message for them, he also gives a message for all of us as humanity.
I don't know. Tell me, Chrissy, how's it doing?
To face the future.
Yeah.
So that there's always that element
Correct.
too.
Correct. Yes.
So, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Exactly. Great
I
guidance.
know. I didn't think we were all going to make it till midnight. I swear, I thought like, well, it's 11. Let's just go. But it was almost like we didn't want to go. Hi, Eric. Yeah. So.
It was.
Yeah. Hi, Em.
It was.
For Sharon. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. Happy 2021. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really interesting too how, because we also did a rune and an angel pick for everybody, and it was really cool how that aspect of it seemed to correlate with the messages that he gave too.
Let's
So
pick a
that's
rune
pretty
for
cool.
SE for
All
the
right.
year. This is for the year.
Yeah. Thank you, caffeine. Erica was just talking about, because you were saying about last night.
Yeah, exactly. First thing this morning, Erica. Oh my gosh. Where's my book? Oh.
Aw, yeah,
Okay.
me neither. It was so much fun. We didn't want to leave either.
No, we didn't.
It's always like that at the end of the events, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I do
Just
that.
like when we're doing
Yeah.
the videos.
Hi, Lori. Hi, Tasha.
Yeah. Thank you.
Aloha,
Roxanne.
Roxanne was with us last night. Oh, good. That's why we kind of did it ahead of time so you guys could have time to find out we were going to be on.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's exciting. All right. So let's pick a rune for everybody, for all the soul tribes for 2021. Okay.
Blessings. and
Blah, blah, blah.
Good energy.
Okay. Let's see. And it is, constraint. So, but that we know that's part of the process, right?
Yes. The process.
Yes. The journey, the walk.
Oh, this is so funny. I'm just saying funny because it's kind of interesting because later on, Vera and I are going to do a podcast tonight, which you can listen to on our website tonight at Soul's Enlightenment. And it kind of has to do with the journey and the path. So here we go again with everything correlating.
Yes. I forgot what
I think
page it was on.
Oh.
God, I even have glasses on too. Okay, 105. Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I just want to point out how gorgeous
Quickly.
your necklace is.
Oh,
I love it
thanks.
because look, you guys can really see it. It's a beautiful fluorite, and it's big
fluorite.
enough where
I
you
love
can
it.
see it. It's kind of purplish and greenish
Yeah.
blue.
And then this year I picked the rune, the crystal rose quartz, because we're going to need a lot of heart. We're going to need a lot of love to help us through. Because, we're not done working out our issues yet
Here's our
with this COVID and all the stuff that was going on before that. So the necessity of learning to deal with severe constraint is a lesson for this rune. It represents obstacles we create for ourselves as well as those we encounter in the world around us. Both can be equally difficult to handle. The role of constraint is to identify our shadow, our dark or repressed side, places where growth has been stunted, resulting in weaknesses that are often projected onto others. Don't take this world personally, the rune is saying. Work with the shadow, examine what it is in your nature that attracts hardship or misfortune to your life. When at last you can look upon the rune of constraint with a smile, you will recognize the troubles, denials, and setbacks of life as your teachers, guides, and allies.
Wow.
So it's actually good to know, like, things that we have to do in 2021. So knowing it helps us get there a lot quicker.
That's a good message.
The other side of it, I should say, if it's something challenging. So that's what we have.
That's a great message, actually.
It is.
And that's for
Hi,
all of
Marcella.
us as a soul tribe.
Asha.
Everyone that's watching. The rune for the year. Yes.
Yeah, constraint. And that's not necessarily like, it's just showing us that things are not going to flow as easily as we may have hoped because it's a new year. So what it's saying is we still have work to do, but then we have the wherewithal to fix it. So it's actually a good thing. It's good to know what it is that you need to take care of in 2021.
I love that.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth that along our journey we find these strengths and also in our soul it's like a spiritual toolbox that we came into life with everything that we need. Sometimes it's just a matter of remembering it and getting back to our truth.
Yeah.
Hi, Mina.
Yeah.
Hey to you too.
Exactly. So what else did you get from last night besides fun?
Fun and the togetherness of it.
Yeah, that's what I liked.
The other thing too was, I have to say, seeing Angus in his element. He was on a roll. Like, I know we're going to talk a little bit about being in the flow or being in the zone. I know that's going to come up in a few minutes, but it was just fun because it was like he was in the zone. Like, it was just fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
That wisdom and information from the other side.
I can't wait to watch it. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we really like too. I keep saying this, but we all stayed. That's just, it blew my mind because we didn't expect that.
Yeah, and the other thing too, I just got so excited because I'm supposed to be taking notes the whole entire time, but I have to admit there was one moment in the middle I kind of like stopped for a minute because I was just so excited that finally he's really starting to reach more people, and it's just so exciting to see that. Because for so long we've wanted that, right? We've wanted this message to get out to more people, and it's just so exciting for him to have this group now to talk to.
And that's what I loved about the way that the age group that we had.
Yes.
We had younger people, and then we had our old farts like us.
Yeah.
Well, not you. You're not part of that. But
hey, I'm there too. I know what you
you're
mean.
not. You're still young.
And then, of course, the togetherness.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm just talking about myself. You know what I mean? I think I was the eldest in the room. Well, besides Angus. He's pretty. Well, we all are pretty ancient.
But yeah, it was the togetherness as well.
But
of
I'm
everyone
so
in the
excited
group.
about the younger generation. I am so excited. If I had this philosophy whenever I was your age, oh my gosh.
I know.
But all is in time, right?
Yes.
It's all in time.
Exactly. But to have that information
Yeah.
earlier, that's
Yeah.
awesome. It's just having more having more tools in the toolbox when we go
I'm
through
ready
life.
for my close-up.
Was I doing that again?
Yeah, I love when you do that.
I have to watch the movie again.
Yeah, that's so cute. Okay, that's because when you get excited,
It's just
you
so
do it.
weird.
No, you
I don't know
do.
why I do that.
But it's cute.
My eyeballs are bugging out.
But it's no, it's not bugging out. It's her. She's an exaggeration.
Okay.
Yours is a little exaggerated, not like her.
I believe you.
Thank you. Cool. All right. How many
All
of
right.
you guys have seen Soul?
I have, thanks to you.
Disney. It's a Disney Pixar animation movie. Oh my gosh, you guys! When I've seen it like 3 times, and I can watch it again.
Me too.
And again.
I only saw it once, but loved it. Loved.
Yeah. So I just have a few notes.
I didn't take as many because I knew you had like 11 pages.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know how many. I was waiting for everybody to go like this or something, and we can't.
Yeah,
I keep
right,
thinking
right.
It's Zoom. And
Yeah,
it's not.
exactly like last night.
But okay, I'm going to be talking about it, and I'm hoping not to give away. Oh gosh, how's this going to work? Because I don't want to give it away, but I'm so excited to talk about the different aspects that flows through this movie. And what's so even more exciting for me is that, well, maybe we should talk about this tomorrow.
We should?
Well, so you guys have a chance. What do you guys think? Then you have a
That's
chance.
so funny. Right when you were saying that, Erica typed, I'm going to watch it tonight.
Oh.
So maybe...
Do you guys want to just do this for tomorrow's live show instead of doing it right now? And we could talk about something else? Or, because I might give away some things that you guys, well, obviously I'm going to give away the plot. But,
Well, can I just say
that's
that
good, huh, Eric?
that you told Pam and I yesterday, and that did not faze me at all when I was watching it today. It
Good.
It didn't ruin it for me at all because it was just, I enjoyed it. It didn't matter if I knew about different.
Okay, Tasha, you know what you can do? You can go in and get the free trial, watch the movie, and then cancel the free trial.
You're so good.
You gotta find a way to watch
Great
it.
idea.
Yeah.
But you have to see this movie.
And what we really wanted to do is to be able to show the movie and then stop the clip and then talk
Yes.
about it and the show. But I don't know if it's you can legally do that. I mean, is that bad? Is that bad to do that?
No,
To
you
do
can,
it-
if you are doing your own take on something, as long as you are changing it. If we have something, yeah, like they do that for football. You see the NFL clips, but you have the guy talking about it, like
Yeah.
like a
That's
a
like
YouTuber.
what I wanna do.
Right?
Yeah.
And so as long as you make it yours and you
But
bring something
I
different
wish
to
Tack
it,
was here because we could ask him
we'll
how to
have
do
to
it.
ask him. Yeah, that's going to be so
Yeah.
much fun when we can learn how to do
Yeah.
that.
So what I'm trying to tell you guys, we're going to talk about it, but please know that I'm going to talk about the whole movie.
So if you don't want a spoiler alert in any way, then maybe you could watch this video after you watch the movie.
And then kind of like go like that or something while we're talking. I don't know.
What's that? Oh wait.
Remind me a little bit of the movie something.
I couldn't read it. I couldn't read it fast enough.
I know
Dang
I
it.
know what movie you're talking about. And it's an excellent movie too, Eric. But this one has a little bit more philosophy, and that's what I love about it. And also, what's really exciting to me too is the guy that wrote the screenplay for this movie is a Christian. But everything that he's put in here is Gnostic.
See,
It's spiritual. It's not religious.
that is. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
In these, however many years it's been, how
Oh,
these.
Sammy says you can review movies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
But how the movies are being made with the spirituality just coming through more and more and more.
Yeah.
Like back in the the day, right?
Yeah.
The 80s, there's different movies of past lives that are
Right.
starting to come out. But it's just really cool now.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
awesome.
So the movie is about a music teacher. He's an elementary school music teacher, and his name is Joe Gardner. And I'm sure the guy that wrote the screenplay had the last name for a reason, because we tend to our garden, don't we? We are our garden. So I love that right off the bat, because I'm going, oh, Joe Gardner, love it.
And I thought that was an amazing, profound awareness that you had because of that. Like, I didn't even catch that. The gardener of our soul.
Yeah.
But then after you said it, it's like, yeah, we want to pull those burrs, those negative weeds, out of our garden so that it grows to the positive.
Yeah,
so
defending your
was
life.
Good.
Yeah, well, you saw that one too, defending your life. It's really
Yes.
good. It's just there's more philosophy in this one, and that's what I really love. And more examples of our philosophy too, because it's all over the place. I'm watching it. I'm going exit points.
Yeah.
Writing your chart. It's just awesome.
Hence the 11 pages.
Yeah. So whenever in his soul, he says that he knows that playing the piano is his life. That is his passion. That is what he's here to do.
That's his purpose.
Yeah. That you're going to hear a lot about purpose and spark. So that was, to him, that's his purpose in life, was to play music. And but his mother, of course, wanted him to have a solid profession, that you have benefits, that you have, security after you stop working. And you don't get that in her mind, because her husband, Joe's father, was a musician, and he never could make ends meet. So the wife had to work. So she didn't want that for her son, because he doesn't have a woman like her. So she was afraid that he was going to be alone and not be able to take care of himself. So she always tried to poo-poo his dreams about being a musician full time.
But that's really her fears.
Yeah.
Not his purpose and his path.
Yeah, but you see how your chart gets interfered with? You see how people start telling you, and then you start believing? It's so,
totally.
Yeah. So, but as he was talking with his mother he had just found out that he was going to be full-time at the school, at the elementary school.
And he did not look that happy about it, actually.
He was not, and he had not said that he wanted it yet.
Yeah.
So he was telling her that he will let her know or whatever. I can't remember how that happened, but so opportunity calls. Wonder how that happened. Students that really that Joe taught this with music field. So he has an opportunity to have his teacher play on a band that's really popular, that's up and coming and taking off, because the head person was very well known.
Right.
So this is like a huge opportunity for Joe, right?
Yeah, and like his life dream to do that, not necessarily the teaching part.
But he was so good at teaching too, though.
He was.
He was such an inspiration.
I was just going to say inspiring.
Yes.
He was inspiring young minds.
Yes. Whenever the kids were kind of not interested, and they were playing with things and throwing things, and he was trying to get them engaged into the process. And so he goes, it's kind of like this. And he was starting to play the piano. And what he was really good at was intuitive playing.
Yes.
He was good at riffing. He was good at, instead of reading the music, what he felt inside that came out.
See, I love that. Instead of, what do they call that when it's just off the cuff, for comedians and artists like that. But I liked, there you go, improv. But I liked that it's really, and it's true, it's intuitive. It's from the soul. And that's where it really flows.
Yeah, so he was showing the students, he was kind of showing them like what, it's kind of like. And then he started getting into the zone.
Yeah, the zone.
Because he started going to a place where he just started playing from his heart, heart, soul.
I love it.
And then the students that weren't paying attention, all of a sudden were like looking at him like, what the heck?
Yeah.
It was that he was inspiring him that way too.
Yes.
So that was what I found was actually amazing too. What are people saying?
Happy New Year and improv.
Oh, good.
Yes. And piano. Favorite instrument?
Yeah, really? Yeah, that's perfect. So he goes to the audition, right? And then he just starts head lady was not really that interested in him.
Yeah, she wasn't.
'Cause
She
he
wasn't
was
having it at
an
first.
elementary school teacher. Is that what we're coming to now?
Yeah,
We
right,
can't
right.
get good musicians anymore. And then he started playing. At first, he was trying to catch up because he's going, okay, what are we going to play?
Yes,
and
but
then
he
she
was-
just looked at him like,
But he was using his thinking mind
Right.
instead of his heart.
yeah. And so he was trying to, play with what they were already playing. And then all of a sudden, he just got into that zone again. And he just started riffing and just started to where the head lady turned around and looked at him and was like, whoa.
And she was like one of his heroes. Like he looked up to her.
He had her on the
poster,
wall.
right?
Yeah,
Her poster in his room or something.
So she says, you're in. Be here, and so he is what? Ecstatic.
Oh, this is his life dream finally fulfilled. Over the moon. We made it. This is what my life.
Exactly. He looked at the building. He's so excited. He's not even seeing things around him. So he's almost getting
Run over by a car.
He's going to be stepping on nails. But, it was like he
All
was
these
just so
things.
into what he was doing, he wasn't paying attention. So,
A bike almost hit him.
Yeah.
A motorbike.
yeah. And then he was going, I've made it. I have made it. This is it. This is my life.
And then
He falls through the manhole. So there starts his journey, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the audio's going in and out.
Is it really?
Huh, I wonder
Oh,
why.
it's not here.
Okay, well, hopefully when you replay this
It's
back
Happy
now,
New Year. That's why.
Yeah, that might be
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But hopefully when you play this back after the fact, you won't have that issue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those are exit points. What I was, the little
Yes.
things that you could have crossing the street. He almost got run over, but he didn't. And that would be like an exit point you might take because you're ready to go home. And he, obviously didn't take them, but that showed all the different ones.
Yeah, it reminds me of when we're talking about exit points, and you always bring up how it could be from walking off the curb or from a major accident.
Yeah.
It could be any little thing, and that's what
Slipping
he was
on a
facing.
banana
Yeah.
peel. That was one of them too. And then it shows that he's died, right?
Right.
And then he's going on this stairway to
Heaven!
It showed a stairway. That's a movie, Stairway to Heaven. It's just, the analogy is awesome. So he sees that, and there's a whole group of people in there, right? So that's
Yes.
sometimes how we say the tunnel is
It's
jammed
full.
full.
Yeah.
People with COVID. It's all,
Yeah.
the tunnel's jam-packed. So that was kind of like there is something that a mass exit was happening.
And he's like, "Hey, man,
I'm not having this. No.
Okay, I just made my life dream. I've made it. Now my life begins."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's how he felt,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. And this is kind of like that defending your life. Everybody seems to have seen that one too. So Joe's not having it. He's jumping on top of people, trying to get away, and finally he finds himself in a place that he doesn't know. He just falls into some
Yeah.
other area of heaven.
Right.
So he's in between realms, is what they called it. So it just shows you like all the stuff that we learn from the other side too.
Exactly.
Right? The different realms and the exit points, all this stuff is just so exciting.
Yeah, it's truly amazing that in this film, that's where they're showing what we discovered through our journey.
Yeah.
That souls that are in between go to, like there is the lost light that don't have their light to their soul anymore, and they go to another place, and then
The
we go
left
to the
door.
other side, and then the souls in between that haven't made up their mind and that type of thing go to that. It's like a holding place in between,
Right.
So that's
It's kind of like what I don't know. I know whenever I was studying I was Catholic. That was purgatory.
Right.
So that's like kind of the holding place.
right.
Yeah. So he goes into a different realm, and then it's people. There's little people all around that are ready to come into life. So they're babies, right? But
Yes.
they're getting all the information from council. But they called themselves
Jerry.
for some
Everybody
reason.
was
Everybody
Jerry.
was a Jerry. So all of the mentors that were there to help people, all the new souls that were going into life, and it was called the Great Before.
I like that.
I love that too.
That was nice.
Yeah. And they would go into this one little building, and it was where they got their personality. And she goes, "Okay, this bundle is going to have attitude issues, or I
Right.
can't remember all the terms that they use, but it's personality situations.
Exactly. It's such a great example
Yeah.
of how before life we choose what type of characteristics we're going to have for our certain lessons.
And that's where you write your chart. That's where you all decide
Exactly.
that you wanted to watch this today. I mean, it gets so intricate. It's just amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So everybody has a job on the other side, and those are the mentors, and they're called Jerrys.
You know what I thought about when I was watching that part too is that I was thinking of the mentors, but you're talking about the Jerrys.
Well, the Jerrys are mentors.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of the ones like Gardner who wants to get back. You know, they're like spirit guides, right?
Right.
They're like spirit guides, and they have
Yeah.
their specialty because of the lives that they've lived. And there's a great example of that in the movie with the one
Yeah.
character who, like, if they were a doctor in life and they were able to really help people that had mental issues or whatever, then on the other side, that might be something that they would do.
Yeah.
Be a spirit guide or to lend their specialty
Yeah,
towards it.
yeah.
And it's like another...
Yeah. In the Great Before, they had this little emblem around them, and they would just pick everything that they wanted to experience in life. But there's one spot that's left open, because that's what you get in life once you're in life, right? So Joe got to somehow, I forgot now how but he goes back into the Great Before, and that's what I have. Mentors were counsel guides, and they all named themselves Jerry. That's perfect. But there was one Jerry that was in charge of souls going to heaven,
Right.
and he was off by one because Joe took off.
Yeah, Joe
Made it to a different
He wasn't
realm.
on the staircase,
Yeah.
so he was in
Yeah.
the in-between, the before, the great before.
Yeah, so in that seminar, they go to seminars too to find out like what's life going to be like on Earth and that kind of thing. And he goes to a youth seminar, and that's where he learns about spark. He learns about the spark. Go ahead.
Well, I was just excited because there's the whole movie is what is our beliefs, right? Because here they are at this seminar, and in the trances and the sessions, when you go there, you're in there's an audience in the middle of a lecture.
We've had
So
that in
it's-
trances, huh? Yeah.
Exactly. It's just really cool. When we're here like last night and it's just Angus and us in the room, what you're seeing before that is it's actually a big audience on the other side.
Yeah,
So
and they
it's
called
just
it the
so
Hall
neat.
of You.
Yes.
You know, the Hall of Wisdom or whatever, because that's where you go to see what inspires you. If you want to be a doctor, or if you want to be a veterinarian, or if you want to play ball, or if you want to do, what inspires you. And we had this one little soul that did not want to come into life. She was number 22. And what do we always talk about? We
22.
have numbers. We have numbers that we're attached to.
Yes.
So I thought that was just so exciting.
It's so amazing,
Yeah.
isn't it? We have the numbers, we have our soul colors, we have our
Yeah.
astrology. Everything comes into play with that intricate chart that we write.
Yeah. So the Hall of Everything also is what inspires them. And then matching mentors to the guides to the new souls that were coming in. And that soul number 22 was not having it.
No.
She did not want to go.
No.
Yeah. So that was interesting too, because 22 is a master number, right?
Exactly.
It is the ultimate number. This for spirituality and
love
enlightenment and all that. So that was so interesting that she was the one that didn't want to go.
We have an 11 over here. I was just mentioning because you were saying
11.
22.
Yeah, I love numerology.
Numerology, yeah,
too.
me too.
I just
I don't
found
know
a
as
new
much
good-
about it, but-
a good book, Eric. Let me
But I
show
love it.
you. I have all these crystals on top of it. Sorry, but it's this one. I'm just so into it.
Oh,
And yeah.
I have to say, Vera, when you told me how to figure out my life path number, I was so blown away
I know.
because it was
It's
so
so
right
awesome.
on. And I have the same life path number as two other people that I know, and our lives are very similar in
Exactly.
certain ways. But we could talk about that at a different video.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have to talk about the numerology
It's super
and even have a
cool.
class.
Super cool.
That would be so cool. So I already said 22 doesn't want to go into life. Some never do. That's why you have that audience of people that are watching what we're doing in life because they don't want to come in. They want to
Exactly.
experience through us.
Exactly.
You know.
And
Go
that's
ahead.
exactly what Angus was just saying last night. He was just saying that we are truly the bravest of the brave to come in
into
here.
life, yeah.
And another little part about this movie that shows that is that she's so scared, this soul, but all of
she
a sudden
doesn't feel there's a purpose to go to do anything.
and then boom, once she's in, it's like really scary because it's like there's all this loud sound, there's all these people, there's all this stuff happening, and it's like not the comfort of the other side.
No.
Because she knows that when she's in, it's like you're
with
feeling
it's
everything.
an overload, on your senses, right? Because she's so used to the quiet, and then it's blaring. Because they're in New York, so you know that's another one too. So also in that Hall of Wisdom or whatever they call it, the Hall of Everything, or in the Hall of You get to view your life before you go into it. To see, is there anything you want to tweak?
How cool is that?
And that's what we do.
Exactly.
You know, and who's there to ask us before we go in? Is there anything you want to change?
Right. We have a virtue angel
Exactly.
that can help us change that chart before we come in.
Right.
That's why they are actually a mentor to our spirit guides. That's for another video.
Exactly.
But
well, actually, Laura, you're a 1. You have to take the 0 off. I'm an 8. You're a what? Oh, do you remember what you are?
I'm a 4.
4.
Now, the Hall of Records, that's where our books of our lives are kept. So like with, that image that I drew with the Dominion Angel, and she has the book, that's the book of your life. So it has all of your lives in it. So that's where the Hall of Records is going to...
Yeah.
And also that's where we can view our lives. So yes, you're right on there.
And that's where Joe got to see where he was first inspired about jazz and how he first fell in love with it.
That was
when
so
his dad
cool.
took him to a jazz place, jazz club.
And I loved it too because it was like the moments that he viewed of his life, even though they might seem insignificant to us. It's very special.
Yeah. And he also got to see himself in a coma. And that's what we've always said is that whenever people are in comas, they go back and forth from the other side, back and forth. Until they either come in life or they stay on the other side. Mm-hmm. So that was there too, that he got to see that. What's this one? Number 22 needs a spark so he agrees to go with 22 into Earth to find out what her spark is.
Right.
Yeah.
That's basically, and then they're in there and she has to find her spark to complete what it is that
her
is,
past to go into Earth, to be born or whatever it is. And whenever they decide that they're going to do that, they fall back into Earth. And at that time, Joe was in the hospital bed and he was laying there, but he had a cat. They bring cats, I guess, so that they can, what do they call them?
It was like a cat that would comfort.
Yeah, it's a comfort thing.
A help animal, a help kitty.
Yes.
But
they kind of mixed the kitty, the
souls.
Number 22 went into his body and Joe went into the cat's body. So they had to kind of figure out life that way too. That was so funny.
That cat was cute.
Yeah.
Yes. You did mention that.
What?
That Princess Diana only had one life.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Some people, but what a life she had, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So there's a part where Joe says that I'm not going out like this. It was like, I'm not going to, not have my opportunity.
Right.
And she goes, what 22 was telling him while they were still on the other side. She goes, oh, don't worry. You can't crush a soul in heaven. That's what earth is for.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So we already talked about the zone, did we?
Well, the zone is...
They actually went into a box. It was so cute, the visual.
So we did bring up what the zone is, but in the movie they portray this place as it's kind of this magical looking place where when you're in the zone, you're floating above and like you could see musicians, you could see writers, whatever it is when you're in your zone. Yeah, like it's very meditative for me. I just get carried away. Or when you're getting information and it's like it's flowing, it's coming. Yeah. So that would be you in the zone, right?
Right.
As you
when
know,
you're doing
obviously.
readings or something.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that showed when we're in the zone. Now down below, like, okay, if a negative thought came to us.
That's where we get our spark. When we're in the zone. Yes.
That would be like our
Yeah.
purpose and our passion. grounded and meditate.
Yeah.
So are you going into what's below the zone after that? The
No,
opposite?
not yet.
Okay.
Okay.
You go.
Well, we're getting there, because even in the zone, that is where sometimes we become lost souls.
Well, it's like
in the movie.
It's like
because you don't think you have a spark, and it's no more where it's your passion, it's an obsession. That if you don't get to be a musician, then your life is over.
I thought that was really, it was a really fascinating concept. Now, we've learned that we could not just lose our soul. We're not going to become lost lights. This is just in the movie. It was
That's how they
depicting
did
a
it.
concept,
Right.
right? But
It's kind of like when you're in a desert period. I kind of talk about it whenever I was doing the hypnosis school, that it's kind of like you start picking up all this dirt, like pig pen.
Yes.
And it starts overwhelming you to where you can't even see yourself because you're so full of negativity.
And now that's where I thought they did a great job in the movie of showing that, because
Yeah.
it built up all these layers around the person. So all these layers, it also reminds me of when we have fears, when we feel like we can't follow it because of somebody else's expectations, or I'm not good enough. Kind of like that was depicted in the movie too. So it builds up all these layers, and then we get so disconnected from our purpose. We don't feel where we're in the zone anymore, and all that kind of thing.
And the thing with the negativity, it's not so much that the people are just keep telling you and you attract it. It's when you believe it.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
That's where it all can be absorbed, and then that happens.
Yeah, because we had a guest. Well, I guess how do I say it? A guest last night on the show. On the event that we had, and she was one person that has kept her uniqueness and doesn't go by what people tell her about herself. It just bounces off. She is so monofocused on what she's doing.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's like you could see the negativity trying to stick, and she's like, nope, not having it. So it doesn't slick; it slides off.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's what's so cool about that too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's just a disconnect, is what it is. So you're kind of like in a desert period. You're not a lost light soul.
No, you're not that. But it just, it's one of those things where, and also too, they showed we get popped out of the zone. We get popped out of that if a negative thought affects us.
Yeah.
So even if it's not the whole thing, that can even do it too.
Yeah.
So it's just staying.
It's when you believe it.
Right.
So and that's where you go to channel. That's where you go to get information from the other side to give to people.
Meditate.
Because they had a guy on there. He was Mind Wind.
Yeah. There was little souls in there that would go and help these people that were the lost souls, but they were actually
and they would
in
help
life,
them find light. Yeah,
find
the light.
Yeah, they were meditating or what have you in the altered state. Their soul was there and helping the lost lights. It was
find their way.
Cool. Yeah, kind of reminded me of, I was picturing you when you're you're doing your session, or you're like over there and you're getting the information.
Go to the other side,
right?
Kind of thing. That's where that all happens.
Yeah, or whatever type of. They show different examples, right?
Yeah,
different,
because it's someone in life that goes into the zone and then finds these people and helps them to connect with the other side.
It's kind of like at night when you're sleeping, and during your sleep time, you soul travel to the other side. It's the same type of thing.
Yeah, it was so interesting too, the way that they had the doctor whenever Joe was trying to explain how he was feeling, but it was really 22.
Yeah.
And the cat was trying to explain to the doctor because that was Joe. And then she's going, no, I think you need to stay for more observation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then Joe starts introducing 22 into life and what it feels like. She started smelling things that smell delicious, like the pizza.
Yes.
So she started seeing life isn't so bad.
Yeah.
And she was really excited about it, like childlike excitement, which helped Joe.
Yes.
Because he's like, wow, how she's dealing with life, how she's excited because she sees a leaf falling from a tree.
Yeah, it's just the experience.
Yeah.
The experience is everything.
And that's where I had that experience, and I'll never forget it. I know I talked to you guys about it before, but when Amelia was like a year old, and I had taken her outside, and for the very first time she felt wind in her face, And oh my God, you guys, the look on her face when she felt it, she closed her eyes and she just went like, oh, like it felt so good. And it's like, you forget that, because you have to get dinner or you have to. So that's what it's talking about too, to remember that childlike feeling about life, the excitement when you learn something new.
I have to share one thing real fast.
Go ahead.
It was Easter, and the sweet little girl in my life, I'm not sure if I should name her name, but she was 4 years old. She was a little bit, I think she was 3.5. And, instead of trying to hurry up and get all the candy she could, she gets an egg out of her basket and she's like, blue. Meanwhile, the other kids are like all over the candy, picking it up really fast. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's blue. Put it back in the basket. We go to the next one and she's like, pink. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
But it was just, kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, the same thing, huh?
Yes, exactly.
The excitement of the color blue or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we tend to forget that. So that's exciting to remember. Like Jesus says, be more childlike. And it doesn't mean to be immature or, it's being like the essence of the first thing you remember about life, things that you learn,
trusting.
That doesn't mean really much, but it does.
It does. It's simple yet very profound.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the most important things in life.
Perfect. Yeah. And the thing that Joe started understanding was that he wasn't really connecting with people. He never asked people how they were doing. He never asked. All he wanted to talk about was jazz, 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 jazz.
Yeah.
So 22 taught him that.
Yeah, that was really fun to watch.
Yeah, that was exciting. So now 22 is starting to think, there's something to this earth thing. I think I might want to stay. So that's where they start.
Yeah.
Like Joe's like going, no, I've got to come back into life, kind of thing.
Yeah, it was interesting too because with that one situation in the barber shop, I thought it was interesting how Joe was like, you haven't done anything. I mean, you didn't want to just be a barber, did you?
No, he goes, well, you always wanted to, no, it was 22 that said it.
Yeah.
You always wanted to be a barber, didn't you? And he's going, no, I wanted to be a veterinarian.
That's what it was. Okay.
And then she's going, oh, then you must be really sad.
That's what it was.
And he goes, no. He goes, I love what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Because I get to talk to people like you. I get to connect with people.
Yeah. And I love that because it shows that it's not always this grandiose thing.
The barber didn't become a veterinarian because his daughter got sick. So he couldn't afford to go to school.
And now he loves it because he gets to learn
Interact
so
with
much
people.
about people's lives when they're sitting in his chair because they talk so much to him. Lessons upon lessons.
He calls it a magic chair.
It's so cool.
I've always said that barbers, beauticians, hairstylists are the most psychic people. They're always working your crown chakra, and they're always picking up what you're talking about.
That makes sense.
So we're almost done, you guys. Or maybe we should save this for tomorrow.
And have part 2 tomorrow?
Yeah. What do you guys think?
Look, it's already almost 4:44.
Oh, see, we gotta go.
It?
Yeah, so we'll leave it right here.
Okay.
Because it gets better, you guys. I promise. I keep saying you guys. It gets better. I promise. I promise. I promise.
Did you want to do a rune and a birthmark, or did you want to save some of it for tomorrow?
I already did a rune.
I'm sorry, not the rune. I meant the birthmark.
Oh, we could do the birthmark tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just going to have to we'll do part 1, and then tomorrow's part 2.
I love that. Yeah.
Aw. Yeah. I wanted to answer her question. It was up here.
Who?
Lori had a question. It was up here. Do people on the other side call it a tunnel, or do they call it a road? I was on a road once where I was supposed to be. It was an out-of-the-body thing. Well, from what we've discovered, it's been called a tunnel, actually. And it comes
doesn't matter.
But it can look like a road.
It could be a stairway to heaven, Lori.
Yeah.
It could be, a road. It's whatever you want to see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it comes from us, from our...
How come we can't show Happy New Year?
I don't know why it did that.
That's so weird, huh?
It could be a boat going across the river, like in the ancient times, or in Valhalla. Not Valhalla, but in the ancient times for the Nordic people, they would see Valhalla. So they're flying on their steed with the Valkyrie, right? Or whatever it might be.
Exactly.
So yeah. But when Angus had mentioned it before, he called it a tunnel. It doesn't really matter, of course. But one of
Bantu, I haven't personally, but I know Sylvia did. Lucifer.
Oh. But yeah, okay, so what else do we want to say about that, Vera?
Yeah. And when you're not supposed to go, it's not your time. They send you back. But also with the exit points, though,
yes.
it's when you decide if you want to stay or go.
I was just going to mention quickly, when my mom died on the operating table, she saw the white light. She heard the voice asking her if she wanted to go or if she wanted to stay. And then it was her choice. And that's when she knew why she couldn't go yet. And she came back.
Yeah.
Just to validate what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's amazing that it really is, isn't it?
Exactly.
So much of our spiritual
Happy New
journey.
Year's, you guys. It's you know, it's going to be a tough road this next couple of years, but together we can do it.
Love it.
We can do it. We can do it, and it's going to be just so much better. It's just we're going to have to go through this little rough patch.
Thank God we found each other.
Yes,
We
yes.
can get through this together.
No, it wasn't a negative experience. Yeah. Now,
Oh,
when
my
she went
mother?
to the left door, that
Oh,
was
Sylvia.
different. Yeah. But not with Lucifer, right? Because man made up the devil, kind of thing. So that's another.
That's a topic for
that's
another video,
show,
yeah.
but that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we love you all. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific time for part 2.
Yes. There you go.
Till then.
Journey with us.